Starts first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. And Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, stalled off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. To the end zone, that's hauled in with one hand by McCulley. Touchdown, Indiana.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 199. That's an insane number. A lot of podcasts, I'm going to pat myself on the back for a second. A lot of podcasts give up by now. I don't know if we're more Cal Ripken or more Homer Simpson just taking punches. But we're at episode 199 coming up on a milestone. This is the Hoosier Happy Hour. I'm Brandon Dubich, and welcome back, producer Seth. Seth, how is you?
I'm doing well. Contrary to what you may have just heard. No, we're all good. Yeah, 199, crazy. Let's get into this. We got a lot to cover tonight. Thankfully Bragg's not here, so we can actually have some productive conversations, so you can be the smartest guy at your Memorial Day barbecue.
Right? I mean, because there's a lot of conversations. I mean, I have a very small family. My wife has a small family, but I know a lot of you are going to be in conversations you don't want to be in. Here's the water cooler talk for you to talk about to your uncle or your cousin or your, friend that you see once a year. We're going to give you some information. What we're going to cover this week is official visits for next weekend. So you can sound ahead of the game. Then I also want to talk some future national championship sites, and some robbery, I think, in Seth and I's opinion. And then another thing, we reference Peegs, Indiana's 247 site. We're going to cover some what to expect from Indiana football as far as some positions done by Jared Kelly, who is a newly welcomed addition to the Peegs staff. And then we're going to cover some coaching lists because it's May and college football. So, Seth, that is a whole lot. Are you ready to start with officials? Ready as you're ever going to be? All right, let's start at what everyone wants to talk about. This will be the first that if anyone wants to talk IU sports, you're going to want to talk about a 5-star quarterback coming in. This is not NCAA football, everyone. This is real Indiana football, having a 5-star quarterback coming in. He's the number 4 quarterback overall, number 16 overall player, number 4 quarterback. He's an Elite 8 guy. Seth, you're the trivia master. Who was the most recent Elite 8 guy we had? Quarterback?
Never?
Jack Tuttle.
Oh.
Jack Tuttle.
Good for him.
Elite 8 guy. Or Elite 11. Sorry, Elite 11 guy. 6'1", 185. He does have visits coming up on top of ours. USC, Auburn, and then Prime. Because we know he doesn't leave Boulder, so people have to come to him. But I'm talking about Juju Lewis. We've talked about him a number of times on this show. Are we building this up too much for just a visit to a committed player, Seth?
I think the only thing that makes this justifiable is the long-term relationship with Sinceri. I think there is enough smoke to that where it may not lead to a fire. But, you gotta, as you're reading tea leaves on 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, relationships are a big part of that. You have to assume that, first guy in the door, you know, has to be worth something. So he is committed to USC. So, you know, you have to turn that. But yeah, I mean, it's a great position to be in.
Pro or con the name Juju?
Oh, can't stand it.
Can't stand you. So you like Julian? You would prefer I refer to him as Julian Lewis?
Yeah, how do you take somebody named Juju seriously?
You certainly don't with Smith Schuster.
I was going to say there's not a ton of track record there, but same thing with like haha Clinton Dix. I remember like how do you take, I don't know, whatever.
So let's talk about his other finalists, Auburn and Colorado. I have no concern about those two. I am worried about Bama and Georgia. He's from Carrollton, Georgia. I think Georgia matters in this from what I've read. Little surprised to see he doesn't have a visit to either one of those.
Well, yeah, unofficial is always an option too. And with the localness of that, you know, sometimes you'll want to use the official visits on the farther away ones and then use an unofficial on the close one. So it's a weird little technicality.
It is. So there it is. Juju Lewis. Again, if you're at your cookout looking to something to talk about, 5-star quarterback, number 4 quarterback in the country, visiting next weekend. Let's jump to the secondary. Chris McCorkle, we talked about him already, so I'm not really going to cover everything there. He is visiting. He is a commit. He is highly ranked. He's a 247 guy. What do you think about him still going to Michigan State, Seth?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you'd like to honor the commitment and everything, but you understand why somebody would want to see what else is out there. Michigan State does have a new program that they're installing there, so maybe it's a different voice. Maybe there's something they're pitching that's interesting to him. Again, I have issues with Michigan State. I don't think there's any reason why anyone would ever want to go there. But that's besides the point.
East Lansing stinks.
Right. And this guy, he's got a good body, good size, needs to put a little bit of weight on maybe, but he's a prototypical guy, 6'1", you know, really like that size out of a corner. So if you can get him, keep him on, you know, get Michigan State to stop kind of sniffing in the business here. That's a real one that you want to hold on. You know, commits are great, but you got to hold that commit. It's like the old Seinfeld thing about, you know, reservations are great, but you got to hold the reservation. You know, it's the same thing with the commitment. A lot of times they're committed, but you just got to recruit those kids just as hard as the guys who are still pending.
It's modern college football, Seth. We just got done talking Julian Lewis, who's committed to USC. You can't be hypocritical. Everyone's like, oh, I can't believe McCorkle's still visiting Michigan State, and then celebrate what Julian Lewis is doing. Are you kidding me? It's what happens in college football in 2024. No commit is committed until they sign, and even then, it doesn't mean they can't be released from it, either of their own or not. So, like you said, commits are great. But they're just commits until they are officially signed. So getting a visit from Chris is important. You want to solidify, but of course he's going to visit other places. He should visit other places. But we do need to hold on to him because he's a stud. Let's talk about another cornerback, Jalen Bell. We have not talked about him, but he is another Georgia kid from Loganville. 3-star, 5'11", 170. His offer list is pretty good. His offer list is stacked for a sub-6-foot corner. Florida, Florida State, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Just absolutely loaded offer list. I like that we're getting them on early. In a position of, you can never have too many players and a net spread wide enough for what I believe is the second most important position on the defensive end.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add here other than this is like the dream, the dream wish list of offer schools. So going in there, getting him out of SEC country, ACC country is going to be tough. With McCorkle kind of already in-house, he's kind of a additional piece that you'd love to bring in. but isn't necessarily as high leverage with kind of McCorkle in the hypothetical bag.
You are better with the names than I am. So I'm going to put you on the spot and have you pronounce this next guy's name.
Sean Cuono?
Say that again.
Cuono.
I was gonna almost go Keanu.
Okay. All right.
But it's an O, so be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just a running back from Clearwater. Have you been to Clearwater before?
I have passed through it. I have not stopped.
It is really nice. It works as everything. It can be a party area. It can be a family area. It can be a relaxing area. Clearwater sort of has it all. I prefer St. Pete, but like I love both of those places in Florida. Clearwater and St. Pete are, in my opinion, chef's kiss. That's where this running back's from. 6 foot, 185. You like the height. He can build into a little bit of weight. He's visiting Minnesota and USF. For those that don't know, USF is in Tampa, so that's basically the hometown school. Ton of running backs, but as we covered, most are leaving after this year. So I like to see that they're going after somebody from a hotbed area.
Yeah, absolutely. The Auburn, South Carolina offers definitely say something about his quality, despite being a 3-star. Again, you like to see, like those to be your peers from recruiting circles.
Yep. Let's jump to another committed kid. It's the reason I wanted to tackle that at the beginning. Linebacker Isaiah DeLatch, 3-star. I mentioned he's a commit to Rutger from Durham, North Carolina. 6'1", 210, good size for a linebacker. Visiting IU and, as you would guess, Rutgers. And what college is over there in Durham?
Duck.
So he's obviously visiting the hometown school. I don't know anything about this guy, but I would say that is a uphill battle to climb if you are battling the school he's committed to and the hometown school.
Yeah, from what I've looked at, there's an outside chance on him. I wouldn't necessarily think that. Obviously Rutgers is the lead horse for that, and then Duke being the hometown. So if those are the 3 official visits, they probably slot in that order: Rutgers, Duke, and then IU. Right. A little bit undersized, he can grow into his body, has the speed to be a coverage and run stop. But it's just, he's committed to Rutgers. He's a Durham guy.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, but it's nice to get him in here, and once it's on campus, anything can happen. So
you and I have said it a million times. Recruiting in 2024 isn't about getting them the first time. You should bring as many good players to your school as possible, because in 2024, it's not about committing out of high school.
You get a lot of swings sometimes. If you build that relationship, it doesn't always work out the first time. You get another swing, second, third swing at some of these players.
And for me, just knowing nothing about the situation, I think that's what this looks like to me. Let's jump to the next linebacker, Travarius Daniels. We've talked about him before because he is a commit to us from St. Thomas Aquinas, from Fort Lauderdale. Did you live in Fort Lauderdale or Miami?
Oh yeah, Fort Lauderdale, and this is the preeminent. Yeah, this is the preeminent, sports school in the region, or at least in that part. I mean, obviously, Miami-Dade has a complete different, but at least in the Fort Lauderdale, they were the rich kid school.
Yep. He doesn't have any other visits scheduled, which is awesome for a commit. We were just talking about holding that commit. You like to see a commit with no other OVs. Offers from Colorado, Michigan State, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Those are around the schools you want to see. My question here, because we don't have any other linebackers, it does seem like at least they've been targeting undersized linebackers. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he's used to that at the smaller programs like JMU. They've had to work with undersized guys before. So I think that's something that he's used to, and it fits his scheme. So again, I'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt until we have until he starts recruiting guys who don't fit a system. And you're like, what the hell are we doing? But we don't have that opportunity. So right now I'll trust him that this is the system that works for him. And, as you've looked at the transfers who have come in, some of those guys were a little bit undersized, but seem to have a quality of play about them that has made up for their lack of size.
Yep. All right, let's talk about if Bragg was on, he would just go nuts over this name. Dravarius? Dravius Hall.
Like almost the JH makes a D almost. Dravius Hall.
I get sidetracked. How do you know how to say these names so well? Is it just your time in HR where you've seen a lot of resumes and interviewed a lot of people? Like, how are you so good at this?
It's educated guesses for the most part. And just, I think it's looking at a lot of these and just, I don't know. And then, I don't know, you watch a lot of baseball, you watch a lot of basketball games, football games, you see some weird names out there and you just remember them.
Before.
No. Oh, no. This is a first timer. This is a brand new one.
Anyway, this guy is a 3-star defensive lineman. Looks to be an interior guy at 6'2", 270. Offers from Auburn, Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Visiting IU in Louisville. Happy to not see Tennessee on this list. I think if Tennessee enters or any of the other SEC schools, that could be tough. But good size, good offer list. You got to like it on the surface. And Bragg loves the name. We already know it.
Yeah, and Louisville being the other official visit, my thoughts on Louisville. The coaching staff, whatever, but there's nothing to do in Louisville. There's no reason to go there. Even Valhalla aside.
Maybe not the timer. We may have, if we have time on this, it's 8:37. We are on a time crunch. We may have to talk Scotty Scheffler. We'll see. I don't know if I'll have enough time. DB Garrett Reese, another commit, also someone we've talked about, Chicago guy, LaGrange Park, 6'2", 170, undersized weight, but great size to be able to fill it out. Has an official visit to Arizona State. Does Arizona State scare you at all?
Depends what his priorities are, to be honest with you. If he wants to go out there, party, have a great time, it's one of the few schools that would rival IU as far as a party destination. Now? Aren't they?
Big 12.
I think so, yeah. But so the competition isn't better. Maybe he wants warm weather. Chicago winters are hell. Maybe he wants, a dry heat. I don't know. But I definitely would think that IU would have the, Arizona State has an uphill climb, I think, to get him out of that commitment.
You don't know this answer. I don't know the answer asking it. Who is a bigger NIL package? Arizona State or IU?
I bet they're probably the same. I bet they're
I would have to
similar
think they're same tier.
Yeah. Probably
both large alumni bases, but not
don't really prioritize. Yep.
Football. Yeah.
Don't really have great support. For
sure.
Yeah. No, I think they're we always do that program comparison. That I don't think that's too far off.
No. I do think going to the Big 12 hurts them.
Yes. Oh, they're going to get so lost. They're in the shuffle. They're
lost.
100%. They're not going to have that random Pac-12 year where, oh my God, they went 6-3 in conference and won the South.
Yeah, 100% agree on that.
It's not going to happen.
Nope. Let's talk an indie kid.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Davion Chandler, 6'1", 170. Bragg's note, bullet point, highly recruited. Offers from Iowa, Louisville, Purdue, West Virginia. Visits to IU, Kansas, Wisconsin. Sounds like you might have some inside knowledge on this kid at all.
So all I will say is Indianapolis has been a hot. Okay, so let me backtrack here for a second. Indiana as a state has not been notoriously a big, prolific, recruiting hotbed for any position. But Indianapolis has pockets of wide receivers over the last several years now. We've seen it with Omar Cooper. We've seen it with McCauley. We've seen it with David Bell before that. I mean, he's a Purdue guy, obviously, but, coming out of over and over again of Indianapolis, he's the next guy who's this kind of region's really, really good receiver coming into next year. So again, you want to be, coveting the best players in the big city of the state, so you can tap into those pipelines continuously year over year. So if Sig's able to start establishing those relationships with those local coaches and getting the top, 4 or 5 guys in Indianapolis every year, you can develop a nice little cohesive roster and pipeline around that.
I think this is guys, this is water cooler talk. This is around the grill talk. You guys want to talk about Davion Chandler at Lawrence North Are you hearing anything or reading anything on the Purdue side? Does Purdue have a shot at this guy? Could this be a Purdue IU battle at all?
It's a wish list. I don't think he's been prioritized. He hasn't been any of on the Hammer and Rails website as, oh my God, we got to target this guy. There's been no outcry of support from the fan base. But it's always one of those guys where you covet the guys you see locally who are in the Indy Star, who are in the, that Kyle Neednrip and those guys are, are doing the reports about. So you definitely want to target the best in the area. So, but no, Purdue there's no insight from that side either.
Gotcha. Last guy we want to cover, also local guy, defensive end Israel Oladipupo. I just said poop. How would you say it? Oh my God, I'm so bad at this.
Oladipupo.
Pupo or
Oladipupo.
I love that. He's from Noblesville. Brags on it, so I'll say he's from Noble, Tucky. 6'3", 230. Great weight for a high schooler. With definitely room at 6'3", room to grow even more into it. Great size for a D end. Official visits to IU and Boston College with offers also from Duke and Wisconsin. I mean, Boston College, Duke, and Wisconsin are 3 phenomenal academic schools.
Yeah, and Noblesville is not necessarily known as a football powerhouse, but he is definitely a prospect who's worth looking at. And again, someone from a local standpoint you want to prioritize.
Which is so important for any new coach.
Yeah.
How's Ryan Walters doing within state?
Not great, honestly.
It's so I mean, it's so important to have local success, because I think relationships matter, not just on recruiting, but also other coaches, camps, everything. So brutally important. So guys like this are important.
It's foundational, because we always talk about the top 25 guys on the team. That's where the majority of our focus goes to. But guys 26 through 85, the vast majority of those guys are in-state products who are built off of established relationships with local coaches who are feeding you their best players or their smartest players with the best potential. So those relationships are absolutely foundational to developing a culture and a relationship, and a footprint.
Yep. 100% agree. All right, guys, those are the key visits. There's others that are coming. The list was too big to pare down. It's going to be a massive visit next weekend. But we covered kind of the top guys that you should know about and tell people about. Let's jump into some fun topics over the next 15 minutes here. The future national championship sites were announced, and Indianapolis was not on it. Seth, did this bother you as much as it bothered me?
Until I saw what cities were on the list ahead of us, if it was like Minnesota, and I'm trying to think of what other city, like even New York, Detroit, cities like that, I'd be a little bit more peeved. But it was Vegas, New Orleans, Dallas, and Miami, which are, again, I'm using foundational, but are foundational cities for these giant events. Big corporate areas with giant giant hotel arrangements, big airports, easy to get into and out of. So from those perspectives, I completely get it.
And today's news from about an hour and a half ago made me feel a little bit better. This is brand new. This is as of today, May 22nd. They released the future Final Four locations. Indianapolis has 2 out of the next 6 years. So that's telling me Indianapolis isn't being forgotten about. It's just the sports are being prioritized regionally.
And you'll look at those, everyone except for Miami. No, Miami has a brand new stadium too. Shit. Every one of those has a brand new stadium that's newer. And we still think of Lucas Oil, we think of as a fairly new stadium. And it is, don't get us wrong. But every one of those is newer. Every one of them is bigger.
Stood out to me on this Final Four location is San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're next year's host too, right? Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. They're the 2025 host.
So they get 2025. Well, okay. So yeah, they do get 2025. But like, isn't that odd?
It is. The Alamo Dome has been a host for 30, 40 years now, of giant events in the NCAA. And I have no idea what the love of San Antonio is. It's an awesome town for.
They have a canal too, don't they?
They have a river walk. It's a huge military area too. So it's great, but there's nothing else down there.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what Charles Barkley thinks of San Antonio women. So we don't need to go down that road. But it is an outlier. It's one that does not make any sense. It's not an easy place to get to. It's not an easy place to get out of. It's just, and it's not close to anything else. It's like a 4-hour drive to the next big city in Texas. So, it's a little bit of an outlier, but it's a weird relationship they've had for a long time now with the NCAA and San Antonio.
Yep. All right. We're going to jump into the piece that Jared Kelly put together, but I'm going to add a little spin to it. I'm going to play Seth. Are you surprised or not surprised?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give something that he said, and you tell me if you're surprised or not surprised. So first, let me move some tabs around. Kalen Black as the starting running back. Surprised or not surprised?
Not surprised, only because it was a grab bag. I think was the expectation to begin with, that there's 3 or 4 guys who are going to rotate a lot. So them naming a starter is maybe a bigger surprise than him being the one named the starter. I expect that to be a room by committee for the most part of the year.
Yeah. So what you got out of that wasn't Kalen Black as the starter. This is going to be a committee, and the starter doesn't matter. Understanding.
That's that's what I would expect. But if he's the guy and he ends up being the lead dog, fantastic, great. That's that's part of building an identity, and you want somebody to take that role. But you don't bring in 4 different transfer running backs and not aspirationally at least plan on playing them.
Sure. All right. Miles Price, surprised, not surprised.
Again, same thing. I think we thought it was going to be him or the other Omar. Miles. Oh yeah, Omar. I think it's a grab bag. I think there's going to be 6 or 7 guys who are going to be rotating consistently through those positions, and the distinction between starter and not starter is extremely slim for that specific position.
Easiest one, I think, for me, Trey Wittig, starter right tackle.
Not at all. So this is where this is where the starter is a lot more entrenched and a lot more consequential, because it's, you're getting every single rep for the game. It's not half the reps or 60% of the reps. We talk about Trey Wittig. Absolutely expected him to be an anchor at right tackle.
Yep. The next 2, Tyler Stevens, Nick Kidwell, guard and guard.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised by either one of these, especially once we found out the kid was moving to center. I think, again, 2 months ago, before we knew that, saying that somebody other than Kadick would be at guard would be a little bit surprising. Again, the comfortability with the system, the familiarity with the player and the coach relationship, I would totally expect a lot of the JMU players to have every inside shot at starting over some of the higher rated recruits or, incumbent players.
So guys we talked about when we did the two deep, Fiacable,
Mm-hmm.
Bray Lynch, two guys that we thought that have played for IU in the past. But it looks to me, and I think that's going to be common as we continue this game, there's a lot of JMU guys predicted to start by a lot of people.
And I think he's going to defer to experience and familiarity over, potential at this point.
Let's jump to the defensive line because I don't think any three of these are surprises. So you just tell me if I'm wrong.
No,
we got
again, JMU heavy, like you said.
Kamara, duh.
Yep.
Carpenter, duh.
Yep.
CJ West, duh.
Yes,
right?
100%. Those are no-brainers. They would not be here if they were not, penciled in as day one starters.
And they should be, honestly.
Right. They've earned it.
There's no one that I'm just like, well, maybe Marcus Burris. Like, come on. All right, let's keep rolling because I think these Aiden Fisher, duh. Thoughts on Jalen Walker starting? I thought that was a little surprising.
Yeah, that was
over a Josh Rudolph.
You're exactly right. That was the one where I was like, oh, I'm a little bit surprised that they went this way instead of, Josh Rudolph. Wasn't he the guy who had over 120 tackles, I believe, 2 years ago at Austin P? So he has experience at a lower level. He's been at IU now. This will be his second year. So you'd think he had the inside track at that. But again, this is where he might just prefer the familiarity with the JMU guys and just, knowing the brand of style that they play. Maybe that's the inside track. So that's the only one I'm a little bit surprised by. But again, there's a lot of familiarity and there's a lot of a common theme going on here.
Yep. Terry Jones, duh.
Yep.
And then, honestly, the next shock, going with Derek McCormick, the Louisiana Monroe kicker over the 5-star Nicholas Radicic. Any surprise there, or was it they brought him in for a reason?
Was he a Sun Belt, right? This is all still
Louisiana Monroe.
So this is the Sun Belt connection, it feels like. Yeah, I have no idea. I would have expected Radicic to have the inside scoop there. But again, Derek has a lot more experience. He's kicked now collegiately for several years. So, just maybe a guy you're more familiar with.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for playing my game. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Let's jump to something that means nothing. This is so stupid. I'm doing it for Bragg because he listens to these things before posting them. So I'm doing it.
It works. It got my blood boiling in less than two lines in. I was pissed.
So Kurt Signetti made the CBS top 50 coaches, clocking at number 43, which I even think is ridiculous. I don't even know how you put Signetti anywhere.
Right. One of the toughest guys to judge.
At number 43. So I don't think that's interesting to talk about at all. Personally, I don't think it's interesting. But I do think is where they put some other people. So this is, if I'm reading this right, these coaches are lower, meaning 44 or higher,
right,
than Kurt Signetti. They are UCLA's coach Deshaun Foster.
Agree 100%.
Coach Prime.
Yep.
This one was surprising. Northwestern's David Braun.
See, nobody has earned more respect from me over the course of the last 6 months than that guy. No, shoot. Sorry, I'm terrible at telling time now. It's been nine months. He earned.
I think so.
He earned a hell of a lot more respect than. Yeah, I definitely put him in the top 40.
I agree. Again, I think the next one, who knows? Michigan's Sharon Moore.
Right.
Who knows?
Yep. Wild unknown.
The next one's absolutely right.
Yes.
Duke's Manny Diaz. He sucks.
One of the most. He's a great defensive coordinator. And I don't know why he's going to continue to do well at DC to the point that he gets promoted to head coach and to get fired and then go to DC again for a while.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the one that's got your blood boiling. Purdue's coach Ryan Walters. Now,
Yeah.
is it boiling your blood because he is lower than Signetti, or is it boiling your blood that he's outside the top 40?
No.
Or is it
So
both?
if you had told me he was 60, and Signetti was 57, I'd be like, oh, all right, fine. But it's the gap. It's the gap between the two. It's yeah. So again, but Walters hasn't done anything yet. I'm still banking off of everything he did with that amazing secondary from 2 years ago at Illinois. I know I've waxed poetic about it so many times by now. You're sick of hearing about it, but yeah, I just don't. I think they're much closer than the listing had them at, and that was what made my my blood boil. Not that they ranked him higher, but that it was closer to like 17-point gap instead of a 2 or 3 point gap.
This is also nice Memorial Day weekend fodder, people. If you haven't tuned out yet, IU's coach, who hasn't coached a single game, is ahead of Purdue.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what
if you want to get some laughs, if you want to cheers a toast, right there. That's one for you. Bragg
this didn't make me laugh. This next one did not make me laugh.
Rankings that might make this list just absolutely pointless. Don't bring up this at all, guys. I'm just telling you. We have Greg Schiano at 40. Yikes.
What?
PJ
Yeah, fine.
Fleck.
Fine. No. Fine. Whatever. That's about average for Power 4. That's about
I think
average.
he's
Okay.
about 20 spots too high.
Probably.
Average is 50 to 60.
Okay.
What? There's 137 teams.
Right.
I mean, you're the numbers guy. Isn't that
of the Power
teams?
4? But let's say there's 80 Power 4 teams. Yeah, he's probably 50. I'd say 50. Not too far off.
PJ Fleck should be in triple digits.
Yes. Yeah.
Mario Cristobal, LO freaking L.
Yeah, that's awful.
Net number 35. Hugh Freeze. How many times does the guy have to fail? Do we forget what Hugh Freeze has done?
We know who he is, and they keep giving him more and more chances.
He's not the 33rd best coach.
Pretending he's number 33. Yep.
And then we got everyone's favorite Coke dealer, number 29, Matt Rule.
I mean, at this point, if he doesn't make Nebraska football amazing, I mean, talk about just setting.
He did put together a really good recruiting class.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And they're all in. Every single Nebraska fan thinks they're going to be amazing next year.
That's going to be so sweet. It's going to be so good. When they fail, we know they will. We absolutely know they will. All right. Get the promo time. Bragg says we are open for business. Please reach out to him, not me, at michael@braggleyproductions.com or shoot him a DM to any of the social media accounts, any of them. And we'll reach out with sponsorship packages. I'm not a marketing guy, borderline despise marketing, but Seth and Bragg put together really good sponsorship packages that we can roll out. All right. I got one rando for you.
Let's do it.
I might turn people off for this, or turn them off to me, not the show, not to you. Do you care about the Indianapolis 500?
Oh, this is such a loaded question. I love it for the 2 hours that it happens. I
feel that way about the Kentucky Derby. I had a Kentucky Derby party.
I've gone to like 30 of them in person. I'm over it. The amount of people, I don't like it anymore. But there's something like, I don't know.
Do you follow IndyCar?
No. Just the month of May. That's it.
And how close do you follow it?
I looked at the grid yesterday. I know where people are starting. And there were 7 names that I'd never read before. And I was like, oh my God, I'm old. I'm out of touch. Who are these people? So yeah, no, I like it. I think it's like a great, like kind of romantic Indiana moment, but once it's over, I wash my hands of it and I'm ready to enjoy the rest of the weekend and not having to work on Monday.
I've only been to 3, maybe 4 races, and it was right after college. That's
the best time to do it.
Right in the infield.
Oh, yeah.
Have not been back since probably 2015, 2016. 2016 was the 100th running, right? I think the 100th running is the last one I went to.
That sounds right.
I don't plan on ever going back.
You got to take your kid at one point.
And here's the thing. It's kind of like soccer for me. Like, I don't know any of the drivers. I don't know any of the rules. I don't know any of the strategy. Like, I can't get into it because I don't know it. And I also don't care enough because, like, you got into soccer when you weren't, like, I haven't picked a team. I don't care enough. So, I don't know. It's un-Indiana of me. I've lived in Indiana now since 1994, so 30 years of my life.
Yeah, you're a disgrace.
I know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. I'm not even here's another thing. Like, are you a car guy at all?
No, not at all. No. They are utilitarian functions. There's nothing.
Do not give an F about cars. 0. None.
Get me to point A to B. I don't need the fastest version. I don't need the biggest. I don't need the smallest. I just need the safe, assured arrival at destination.
All right. I thought I had to cover it going into this weekend. I love we got Pacers and Racers. Pacers Saturday night. That's incredible. Go Pacers. Like, I'm not an NBA guy.
But that is the great thing is Saturday Pacers home game, Sunday race, Monday Indy Pacers home game.
So, that's awesome.
That's fantastic for the city.
It really is. And everyone knows I love Indianapolis. Love Indy. I'll never move anywhere unless I have to. Love Indy. Do anything in your sack?
No, you got everything out of me already.
Ooh, I'm good like that. Sweet. Well, guys, I completely lost where we're at.
Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Hour IUFB. Be sure to rate and review on all of our platforms. That's it. Our next episode is going to be 200, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you as always. We'll be back next week. Cheers.
200. Cheers.